I never thought I'd catch my best friend in a lie that would destroy not just his marriage, but also our friendship forever. It all started on an ordinary Saturday morning. I was lounging in my living room, sipping coffee and scrolling through social media when a text from Jake popped up. Jake and I had been friends since college, and over the years, we had weathered countless ups and downs together. We shared so many memories, and he was one of the few people I considered a brother. His message was brief and cryptic. "Tom, can you do me a favor? I need you to tell Emily I'm with you tonight. Something came up. Thanks, man." I glanced at the clock. It was only 10 a.m., and Jake's message seemed odd. We had covered for each other before, but this request felt different. Jake and Emily had been together for nearly 5 years, and they seemed like the perfect couple, happy, loving, and always together. So when Jake asked me to be his alibi, I didn't think much of it. I agreed without questioning him. The day progressed uneventfully. I went about my usual Saturday errands, trying to ignore the gnawing feeling of unease that Jake's request had stirred up. By late afternoon, I was back at home, and I received another text from Jake. It was brief and to the point. "Thanks again, Tom. I really appreciate it." At that moment, Emily called. Her voice, usually so warm and cheerful, was filled with concern. "Hey, Tom. Is Jake with you? I've been trying to reach him all day, and he's not answering." I hesitated, my heart pounding. The guilt of lying to Emily was eating at me. I had always respected her, and the idea of betraying her trust was almost unbearable. But I knew I had to stick to the story Jake had given me. "Yeah, he's here," I said, trying to sound convincing. "He just stepped out for a bit. Everything's fine. He'll be back soon." Emily's voice trembled slightly. "I hope so. I just have this terrible feeling that something's not right. He's been so distant lately." I tried to reassure her, but my attempts felt hollow. I could sense the worry in her voice, and I knew that lying to her was a mistake. After we ended the call, I spent the rest of the day in a haze of anxiety. Jake's absence and the guilt of deceiving Emily were weighing heavily on me. The next morning, Jake finally sent me a text, thanking me for covering for him and not addressing the unanswered texts or the incident. The lack of an explanation left me feeling even more uneasy. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was seriously wrong. I decided to dig deeper and find out what was really going on. A few days later, while catching up with Matt, another friend of ours, I learned something that left me reeling. Matt casually mentioned that he had seen Jake at a bar with a woman who wasn't Emily. They seemed very close, sharing intimate conversations and even leaving together. Matt didn't know who the woman was, but his casual observation was like a punch to the gut. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Jake had always been so devoted to Emily, or so it seemed. The thought of him cheating on her was almost too painful to comprehend. I knew I had to confront Jake, but I was torn between my loyalty to him and my sense of duty to Emily. That evening, I made the decision to confront Jake. We met at our favorite cafe, and as soon as I saw him, I could tell something was off. He looked disheveled, his usual bright demeanor replaced by a shadow of worry. We sat down, and I could see the apprehension in his eyes. "Jake," I began, trying to keep my voice calm, "I need to talk to you about something. Matt saw you at a bar with another woman. What's going on?" Jake's face went pale. He looked away, avoiding my gaze. "Tom, it's not what you think. It's complicated." I leaned in, frustration building. "Complicated? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you're cheating on Emily. How could you do that?" Jake took a deep breath, his shoulders slumping. "Things haven't been right between Emily and me for a while. We've been growing apart, and I've been unhappy. I thought seeing someone else might help me figure things out." His confession was a crushing blow. "So, your solution was to cheat? Have you even thought about how much pain this will cause Emily?" Jake's silence was an acknowledgement of his mistakes. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I was just trying to find a way to deal with my own feelings. The conversation ended on a somber note. I felt a deep sense of betrayal and confusion. I knew I had to tell Emily the truth, but the prospect of doing so was overwhelming. The next few days were a blur of guilt and turmoil. Emily continued to call and text, her anxiety growing with each unanswered call. She seemed increasingly distressed, and I struggled to maintain the lie I had perpetuated. Every time she asked about Jake's behavior, I felt a pang of guilt. One evening, Emily called me again, her voice breaking. "Tom, I can't keep this up. I need to know if there's something going on with Jake. Please, just tell me the truth." I knew I couldn't lie to her any longer. I invited her over, steeling myself for the difficult conversation. When she arrived, her face was a mask of worry and exhaustion. We sat down, and the weight of what I was about to say felt almost unbearable. "Emily," I began, my voice trembling, "I need to tell you something very painful. Jake has been seeing someone else." I found out from Matt, and when I confronted Jake, he admitted to cheating on you. The impact of my words was immediate. Emily's face went white, and tears streamed down her cheeks. She stared at me, her eyes filled with shock and heartbreak. How could he do this to me? How could he betray everything we had? I tried to offer comfort, but the reality of her pain was overwhelming. I felt a profound sense of guilt for being the one to reveal the truth. Her anguish was a stark reminder of the consequences of Jake's actions. In the weeks that followed, the fallout from Jake's betrayal was swift and intense. Emily confronted Jake, leading to a series of heated arguments and emotional breakdowns. Their once happy home was now a battleground of hurt and anger. Emily decided to move out, filing for divorce and cutting off all contact with Jake. She needed space to heal and to reclaim her sense of self. Jake, meanwhile, tried to make amends, seeking therapy to address the issues that had led to his infidelity. He made efforts to repair the damage he had caused, both to his marriage and his relationships with friends. It was a difficult and humbling journey, marked by ongoing efforts to rebuild trust and integrity. As for me, I was caught in the crossfire. I had lost my best friend and felt the weight of the betrayal on my shoulders. I struggled to balance my support for Emily with the strain in my relationship with Jake. Our social circle was divided, with some friends siding with Jake and others empathizing with Emily's pain. Emily's strength and resilience were remarkable. She channeled her pain into advocacy, becoming a voice for those affected by infidelity. Her work allowed her to find purpose and healing, turning her personal tragedy into a source of support for others facing similar struggles. Jake's journey toward redemption was ongoing. He faced the consequences of his actions head-on, working to rebuild his life and relationships. His efforts were met with mixed reactions, and he continued to navigate the challenges of regaining trust and repairing his damaged reputation. Reflecting on the entire experience, I realized that the betrayal had a profound impact on all involved. It served as a stark reminder of the fragility of trust and the complexities of human relationships. The truth, though painful, was ultimately necessary for everyone to confront. It highlighted the importance of facing difficult truths and the strength required to navigate the aftermath of betrayal. The story of Jake's affair remains a powerful lesson about the consequences of deceit and the enduring impact of broken trust. It underscores the resilience of those who face betrayal and the possibility of redemption, even amidst profound emotional turmoil. As for me, I learned that loyalty and honesty are paramount in any relationship. The pain of watching a friend betray someone I cared about deeply was immense, and the experience reshaped my understanding of friendship and trust. It's a story of pain, growth, and the enduring quest for understanding and forgiveness. Life moves on, but the lessons from such experiences stay with us, shaping how we navigate our relationships and our own sense of integrity. Adding depth to the experience. A few months after the initial revelations, I found myself reflecting on how the events had altered the dynamics of our social group. Emily, despite the pain she had endured, began to rebuild her life. She threw herself into her career, pursuing a promotion that had been on hold due to her personal turmoil. Her newfound strength was inspiring, and she became an advocate for mental health and emotional well-being. Her story resonated with many, and she started hosting workshops and support groups, helping others navigate the treacherous waters of betrayal and healing. Jake's path to redemption was fraught with challenges. He continued attending therapy, working on understanding his behavior and addressing his personal issues. His journey wasn't easy. He faced judgment from mutual friends and struggled with the guilt of having caused so much pain. However, he made a genuine effort to change, slowly rebuilding his life and seeking forgiveness from those he had hurt. For me, the experience was a profound lesson in the complexities of friendship, trust, and personal integrity. I had to navigate my own feelings of betrayal and guilt while trying to be supportive of both Emily and Jake. It was a balancing act that required immense emotional strength. As the years passed, the intensity of the initial events faded, but the lessons learned remained. The experience had shown me the importance of honesty and the impact of betrayal. It highlighted the necessity of confronting difficult truths and the resilience required to overcome them. In the end, while the pain of those moments never fully disappeared, it became a part of my personal growth. The story of Jake's affair and its aftermath remains a poignant reminder of the fragility of trust and the enduring power of forgiveness and redemption. The day I discovered my brother's secret wasn't just about betrayal, it was about uncovering a double life that had been hidden right under our noses. I was always close with my older brother, Sam. Growing up, we were inseparable. Even as adults, we remained in touch frequently, sharing everything from mundane daily updates to deeper, more personal discussions. I admired Sam for his unwavering dedication to his family and his career. He was the kind of guy who had everything together, or so it seemed. One Saturday morning, as I was working from home, I received a call from Sam's wife, Laura. Her voice was strained, a hint of panic underlying her usual calm demeanor. "Tom, can you come over? I need your help with something. It's important." I agreed without hesitation, thinking it was probably just a minor issue or a routine favor. When I arrived at their house, Laura was waiting anxiously. She led me to their living room, where she hesitated before speaking. "I found something," she said, her voice trembling. "I've been feeling uneasy for a while now, and I went through Sam's things. I discovered a folder with strange documents and photos that don't make sense." My heart raced as I followed her to a drawer where she had pulled out a manila folder. Inside, there were photographs of Sam with a woman who was not Laura. There were also documents detailing financial transactions and plans for trips that Sam had never mentioned. Laura looked at me with tearful eyes. "Tom, I don't understand what's going on. Why would he hide these things from me? Is there something he's not telling us?" I took a deep breath, trying to process the situation. Sam had always been the picture of reliability. The idea of him hiding something, especially something so significant, was shocking. I agreed to help Laura investigate further, hoping we could get to the bottom of this together. Over the next few days, Laura and I worked to piece together the mystery. We discovered that Sam had been secretly planning expensive vacations and making large cash withdrawals. He had also been communicating regularly with the woman in the photographs, whose name was Jenna. Laura and I decided to dig deeper into Jenna's background. We found that she was an event planner who seemed to have an intimate knowledge of Sam's interests and hobbies. Her social media profiles revealed a close relationship with Sam, and her posts hinted at trips and experiences they had shared together. The more we uncovered, the clearer it became that Sam had been living a double life. He was not just having an affair, he was maintaining a separate existence, complete with elaborate plans and financial arrangements. The shock of discovering this hidden world was overwhelming. One evening, I decided to confront Sam. We arranged to meet at a local diner, a place where we had spent countless hours talking and catching up. As we sat across from each other, I could see the weight of the situation pressing down on him. His usually confident demeanor was replaced with visible anxiety. "Sam," I began, trying to keep my voice steady, "Laura and I have found out about Jenna and the other things you've been hiding. What's going on?" Sam's face turned pale. He looked down, unable to meet my gaze. "Tom, I never meant for any of this to come out like this. It was supposed to be temporary. I was unhappy, and I started seeing Jenna. I thought I could manage both lives, but it spiraled out of control." I felt a mix of anger and sadness. "Do you have any idea how much pain this is causing Laura? How could you think it was okay to live this way?" Sam tried to explain his actions, but his words seemed hollow. He spoke of feeling trapped in his marriage, of wanting excitement and escape. But none of his explanations could justify the betrayal and deception. "I've made mistakes," he admitted, his voice breaking. "I never wanted to hurt Laura, but I didn't know how to handle my feelings. I thought I could fix things without confronting the truth." The confrontation led to a painful period of reckoning. Laura was devastated, struggling to process the reality of Sam's double life. She confronted him with all the evidence, demanding answers and an explanation for the betrayal. Their arguments were raw and emotional, filled with hurt and frustration. Sam's actions had far-reaching consequences. Laura decided to separate from him, needing time to heal and to decide her next steps. The separation was a painful but necessary process for her to regain her sense of self and to come to terms with the betrayal. Sam, meanwhile, faced the aftermath of his choices. He was forced to come to terms with the fact that his actions had caused irreparable damage. He sought therapy to understand his behavior and to work on addressing the issues that had led to his infidelity. The road to redemption was long and arduous, marked by self-reflection and attempts to make amends. In the weeks that followed, the emotional fallout from the discovery was intense. Laura's friends and family rallied around her, offering support and helping her navigate the difficult process of moving on. Her social media posts, once filled with joyful family moments, now reflected her journey of healing and self-discovery. She shared her story openly, becoming an advocate for others who had faced similar betrayals. For Sam, the road to redemption was fraught with challenges. He faced judgment from mutual friends and colleagues, many of whom were shocked by his actions. He made efforts to repair the damage, including attending therapy and making financial restitution to Laura. His attempts to reconcile were met with mixed reactions, as he struggled to regain the trust he had lost. My own role in the situation was complex. I had to navigate my own feelings of betrayal and guilt while trying to support both Laura and Sam. I found myself caught in a difficult position, trying to balance my loyalty to my brother with my responsibility to Laura. The emotional strain was significant, and it took a toll on my own relationships and well-being. Over time, Laura found strength in her newfound independence. She pursued a career change, focusing on a passion she had long set aside. Her work became a source of empowerment, allowing her to rebuild her life on her own terms. She also found support in a new circle of friends who helped her through the healing process. Sam's journey was marked by ongoing efforts to make amends. He continued to seek therapy, working on understanding his behavior and making changes to his life. He made efforts to reconnect with friends and family, though the path to rebuilding trust was slow and challenging. His actions were a constant reminder of the consequences of betrayal. For me, the experience served as a profound lesson in the complexities of relationships and the importance of honesty. Witnessing the unraveling of Sam's double life was a sobering reminder of the fragility of trust and the impact of deceit. It highlighted the need for transparency and the strength required to face difficult truths. Reflecting on the entire experience, I realized that the betrayal had a profound impact on all involved. It served as a stark reminder of the complexity of human relationships and the consequences of dishonesty. The truth, though painful, was ultimately necessary for everyone to confront. It highlighted the importance of facing difficult truths and the strength required to navigate the aftermath of betrayal. The story of Sam's double life remains a powerful testament to the need for honesty and the resilience of those who face betrayal. It underscores the importance of confronting issues head-on and the potential for growth and healing, even amidst profound emotional turmoil. As time passed, the intensity of the initial events faded, but the lessons learned remained. The experience reshaped my understanding of friendship, trust, and personal integrity. It's a story of pain, growth, and the enduring quest for understanding and forgiveness. Life moves on, but the impact of such experiences stays with us, shaping how we navigate our relationships and our own sense of self. Adding further depth. Months after the initial confrontation, I found myself reflecting on how the events had altered our social circle. The betrayal had caused rifts not just between Sam and Laura, but among our extended group of friends and family. Some friends chose to distance themselves from Sam, unable to reconcile with his actions, while others struggled to support both parties. Laura's advocacy work became a significant part of her life. She started a blog and a support group for individuals who had faced similar situations. Her story resonated with many, and she became a source of inspiration for those navigating their own journeys of betrayal and healing. Her ability to turn her pain into a force for good was a testament to her strength and resilience. Sam's attempts at redemption were ongoing. He volunteered at local organizations, worked on rebuilding relationships, and continued to address his personal issues through therapy. His journey was one of self-discovery and growth, marked by both setbacks and progress. While some saw his efforts as genuine, others remained skeptical, highlighting the difficulty of earning back trust once it has been broken. For me, the experience had a lasting impact. It taught me about the intricacies of human relationships, the consequences of deceit, and the importance of confronting difficult truths. I became more aware of the need for honesty and integrity in my own life and relationships. The story of Sam's double life remains a powerful reminder of the complexities of trust and the importance of facing reality. It underscores the resilience required to overcome betrayal and the potential for growth and healing, even in the most challenging circumstances. The lessons from this experience continue to shape how I approach relationships and navigate the complexities of human interactions.